Hello?
Hello, is this?
Yes?
Hi, this is Marcella. You still to trademark consultation this morning?
Okay, no problem. I can talk. How you doing?
Oh, how are you?
I'm okay.
Great. I just remind you that all is recorded since you opted for a free trademark consultation.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
we can talk. Let me just go somewhere where I can hear you better.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. What can I help in?
Okay, so I was saying, first of all, I'm not a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
I'm,
Hmm?
but I am looking to start up companies over there in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a couple of companies, actually. There's one where I'll be selling clothing and music.
Mm-hmm.
So I would need to have that name. I would like to have a trademark before I go ahead and invest more money.
Hmm?
But it's almost like two companies in one, because the clothing will be, well, the company is called, right? But then we'll also have, so, and I have two separate logos for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's technically the same name, but kind of like two different companies, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at and what I'm looking to trademark. I don't know what you would recommend, if I should just trademark the name and the logo, or will I have to do both?
Well, I think that depends on where you are in your business. So there are lots of people that, for the sake of saving money and are testing their idea, they will just register either the name or the logo. There are people that know that their logo is going to change in the future no matter what. And so those people will register maybe both the name and the logo. There are also people who choose to register both because there is a financial incentive to doing so. I do have discounts for 2 or more applications filed simultaneously. So I think it just depends on where you are in business. Are you ready to make financial commitment to certain whether or not you're going to be using the logo exactly as it is right now? Do you think you might make any tweak to it? So those are all things to consider.
No, I'll be using the logo exactly. The only thing is, I'll be honest with you, I got this name about 7 years ago, and I did not trademark because I said, well, for sure no one will come up with nothing like that, right? Lo and behold, 3 years ago, I noticed that I'll just be upfront. I noticed that there is a fashion designer, I think in California, whose name is, and I heard that sometimes if the name is close in the same field, it could be a conflict. I don't really think it's close, but I don't know how the U.S. system would see it. Yeah, so that's my only issue. As far as the logo, I don't want to change the logo under no circumstances, even if I have to change the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of name, we can do one of two things. One, we can do comprehensive report, which basically yields results for people. It yields results for all our names in categories that you register. So, and the names that come back in that report are names that are registered or have at least come through the USPTO trademark registry. So you will be aware of what's out there and what might be potentially confusing with your mark. Now, I will do search reports when a client requests them. However, you can also just take a chance and take a leap of faith on trying to register your mark. And if for whatever reason it gets rejected, of course we will try to do everything to get it registered. But if it gets rejected, we have the option to use our system for free on a new registration if it fails.
Okay. So you're saying if I pay you to do the registration and it fails, you will allow me to change the name and do a new one? That's what you're saying?
That is correct. You can our services for free. You just pay for the application fee again, but you use our services for free.
Okay. How accurate is the test on the USPTO site? Because I did a search myself, and I don't see my name showing up, like I said. But like I said, I know that there's the thing going on there. So I don't know if the search that you're talking about, when you say comprehensive, is it more detailed Um, what's
Well,
the difference with what I'm seeing on the site versus what you're talking about?
that's a great question. So when you do a search on the USPTO site, you're going to get results for every single category imaginable. So you get
Right.
results for people who are selling clothing, but you're also going to get results for people who are not selling clothing, who might be selling, I don't know, telephone services, or who might be selling fax machines. And so they're important, but they're not as important as the people who are using it in the category that you want to use it in. That's completely what you would be looking at in the search report is, how are you going to use it, and then compare that with existing names in the categories. And so that's what a report basically filters things according to your specific criteria. Now, I'll tell you that another difference is that you're going to get results for people who have registered names through the USPTO. And when you look on the database, you're getting all sorts of results, like people who have attempted to register but who have failed at registering, and then you're also going to get registrations. And so the search report will narrow the result according to what you want. So if you just want to see people who have registered, then that's what you're going to get. And also something else that's important to note is that when a confusion issue, 9 times out of 10, a confusion is not based on two marks that are exactly the same. 9 times out of 10, a confusion issue results from similar names, not exactly the same names. Does that make sense?
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, and so, and I don't really like search reports is because, like I said, there are people who do search reports and they think, this makes me feel confident, like I wouldn't have any problems moving forward. And then there ends up being an issue with another name. And again, I go back to the same thing that, the search report is not a guarantee of anything. And that's why I created Package C, because I'd rather just spend money at the USPTO and know for sure their name can get registered, as opposed to spending money on a search report where there is no guarantee of anything.
Okay. So let me ask you, with your expertise, it sounds like exactly what I'm talking about. With my company being a clothing company and that company, even though it's not the same name, is that what you're talking about? That could possibly be a problem. Yeah. Actually.
Mhm.
Do you think that's possibly a problem?
I would have to look at both names in more detail, but it depends how you're using it. It depends how you're using it, and more importantly, it also depends on what the examiner thinks. So we could go back and forth all day, every day about what we think, but ultimately, it's going to depend on what the trademark examiner thinks. Every application has a trademark examiner assigned to it, and so if the examiner thinks there's a problem, then that's whose opinion matters.
Okay. I understand. So, what's the price of your services?
So we offer different packages, and the base package starts at, and the comprehensive package goes up to. Yeah, we can go ahead and email those to you so that you can see them.
Okay, that's fine. Do you do company formation as well?
Yes.
Okay, what's your prices for that?
So those, if you're doing it in Texas, it's a flat fee of $500 to form an LLC in Texas.
I would like for it to be formed in Florida, since it's right next door.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Okay, like I was telling you, I'm selling clothes, and then I'll be selling music. So that's like two different forms of revenue. Would you recommend doing it as one company, just so it's just simple, or should I just do it as two companies? I'm thinking two companies is going to be double the expense. I don't know if it even makes sense, but also I know that the U.S. is very detailed when it comes to certain things.
Just one. I think business is fine. And you can even set up DBAs under the business, under the LLC.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And then you can go ahead and, sell both services or the one company, or you can create DBA for each of them. but you can just have one LLC for the time being to do that.
Okay. Okay. So I can just I'll just do selling clothes and then I'll just do what DBA for music. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Question. Okay. If I was to do another company that's in a totally different class, how would that work? It would be like having an umbrella company and companies under it. Is that what's like a corporation or something like that, or is it just like an umbrella company with different companies?
Yeah. Basically, what I was referring to when I said that you could have one LLC and then you can have DBAs under it, so that you could have, another business underneath your LLC.
Okay, because I have like presently my present business is I sell supplies, like I'm in the health and beauty industry. Mm-hmm. Now I'd like to expand to Amazon in the States, but I'm not able to do that without getting a proper EIN and ITIN number. So I know I need to file for a business for that too. But I just don't know if it makes sense having 3 and 4 different business filings. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I need it to be less confusing.
Yeah, no. I think it's best to have one LLC and then DBAs under it, or establish it so that at least have an umbrella company under which you can house other companies.
Okay, so would I need like separate bank accounts, or would I still need different bank accounts in that event?
It's a good question. If you're going to be selling clothing and music, and it's going to be under one company, just one bank account is fine.
Okay, so like in terms of tax purposes, like I say, I'm not a lawyer, but I was doing some reading, and I understood like the IRS look at products and then services. I think music is more like a service. Would that be an issue, like when the time for tax reports?
No. So what's going to matter is, you have to be clear on what you want business to offer. I think that's what all this boils down to. It's not really an issue of, do I need more bank accounts? No, it's what is your business going to offer? And if your business is going to be on clothing and entertainment services all under one company, then it's okay to have one business account. Now, if they're going to be separate entities, then perhaps it'd be beneficial to have 2. But I think you need to make the determination as to what you're going to be selling under one company.
Okay. All of that is already clear for me.
Okay.
I know what I want to sell, right?
Yeah, and I just want to remind you that I offer free 15-minute consultations, and we're already coming up on 16 minutes. Okay. So we can go ahead and send you. We'll do those packages, and after looking at them, you can go ahead and let us know what you decide.
Okay, so it wouldn't be a problem with you being in Texas and me filing in Florida?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, so you have my email, right?
Yes, and we will go ahead and send that to...
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. All right, we will send that over, and then get back to us. You can respond through email. If you have any questions, you can also let us know what issues you're going to have.
Okay, thanks.
Great, no
I
problem.
look out for that.
You have a great day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.